Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for our weekly press conference today. Today, we're going to talk about the continuing snow emergency and the City of Erie's response and all of our recovery efforts. This has been an extremely difficult and unprecedented snow event for our community due to the volume of snow, the time frame in which it fell, and the type of snow that's coming down. The forecast predicted an accumulation of 8 inches, but parts of the city were blanketed with 4 feet of snow. Snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches an hour on Friday and Saturday piled very heavy, wet snow and ice at incredible rates of speed and volume, making it impossible for our city crews to keep up. We quickly called a snow emergency followed by an emergency disaster declaration, under which we continue to operate. The snow is continuing even today. We know the disruption has been very challenging for families and businesses throughout the entire region. I can assure you that Public Works crews, the Erie Police Department, and the Erie Fire Department have been working diligently around the clock since Thursday to clear the streets in an attempt to keep our community as safe as possible. The Bureau of Streets had employees scheduled around the clock for 12-hour shifts starting on Thanksgiving Day from either 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. City employees have been working long hours and multiple shifts in sometimes very dangerous situations to recover from this storm. Many of them are working shifts of 18 to 20 hours to try to make headway. The city has been working with the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency, the PA State Police, and PennDOT to coordinate efforts through the Erie County Emergency Operations Center. Additional resources have slowly come in to help us, but we have much, much work to do. Thanks to Governor Shapiro, the PA National Guard has troops and vehicles on the ground to help emergency responders get to residents who need them. Efforts continue to obtain additional resources, and although it's been very hard, I thank you for your patience and understanding in this disaster situation. Now, to give us an update on the plowing efforts in the City of Erie is, Jason Sayers is going to speak first on that, and then he'll pass it on to Jeff Gibbons. Jason.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. I'd like to just give a quick update from the Department of Public Works. As the Mayor said, we're continuing to operate under an emergency disaster declaration. We have over 320 miles of streets in the city. Both of our Streets Bureau and our Municipal Garage have been working around the clock since the event started back on Thursday. We have 53 employees in the Bureau of Streets, 22 employees in the Municipal Garage. We've been dealing with, as everybody knows, very heavy wet snow, and you have that, I think everybody's seen that heavy ice pack layer underneath. As a result of that, we needed to bring in heavy-duty equipment to assist. We currently have 6 grader crews assisting us. 3 of those are PennDOT, and 3 of those would be private contractor in assisting us in basically scraping off that layer. Municipal Garage, we continue to do repairs. As you can imagine, the equipment breakdowns, tire chains, the blades on the snow plows. So that's been a continuous operation since the beginning of the event. Trucks go down, trucks have to go into the garage and get repaired. We do that as quickly and safely as we can in order to get them back out on the streets to assist with the snow removal operation. We've also had EMTA assist us with wreckers as needed. At this time, I think I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our Bureau Chief, Jeff Gibbons, and he can give some additional details on the specifics of the operations. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. At this time, we are using contractors and streets department employees working hand in hand. At this very moment right now, normally we have 23 employees on the road. We have 53 pieces of snow fighting equipment on the road right now to try to open up all these roads. We're trying to spread it out throughout the city, so we're trying to concentrate in every different area of the city. As of right now, we have went through 38th Street South from State to Roxana. We finished that last night. We have a greater crew in our lower west side. We have a greater crew in our lower east side. We have a greater crew on our snow emergency routes. So we're trying to work at all aspects of the city. We also have our main run crews out. Unfortunately, Mother Nature decided to give us another dose this morning. So we have 6 trucks just dedicated to that to keep the main runs open with some salt trucks. As we've been working through this, we need a little bit more assistance from everyone in the City of Erie. This has to be a group effort. Without the cars moved, we just cannot get through. The snow is wet and heavy. You know, it only goes to the right. That's the only place we can put it. So when we have the graders, we are having we have backhoes and skid steers, and we're trying to open driveways. We cannot do that for everyone in the City of Erie. Unfortunately, if a snow plow goes by, that's just the nature of what happens with this snow. We get a lot of complaints about it. We try to help out where we can, but we have to focus on getting these roads open. We are getting the hard pack off. There's a lot of ice that this storm dumped on us. So we have to get it off, because it's not just because the street's not plowed, it's the rut in the street. And what happens is you bump that rut, you could hit a car. Sidewalks are not available right now, so if people are walking in the street, they could slip and fall right under a car. So if you're driving on those streets, we need you to be careful. We are doing our best to get to every one of them. We're going to just work diligently around the clock. This is not just we are a 24/7 operation. Okay, I've been here for 48 hours right now where I went to bed, just because I want to make sure we're trying so hard to get this done, to get the city wide open and back to normal. But again, we still need everyone's help, and moving your cars is the biggest thing. If you can move all your cars to one side of the street, if there's an empty parking lot down the street, and you get all the cars moved, and you call the streets department and say, hey, we got all the cars moved, can you come? We're going to do our best to send somebody there now, because that's going to get us a little further ahead. But we do have to take the graders through, I would say, 95% of the neighborhoods, and we're going to do that. We keep getting additional resources from PennDOT. I found out tonight that we might get a couple more graders in town, so we're just going to be working around the clock. When you see these crews, you have to give them time to get through and give them the space. We're running into people that are trying to pass a grader, a plow truck, and a loader. It is very dangerous. It's very dangerous. You need to just give them time and then let them get through. And again, we understand about the snow in your driveway. There's just no place to put it. We have to pile it up on the sides of the roads. We have to pile it up between the curb and the sidewalk. We can't haul it away. If we could, we would, but we would never get anything done if we did that. So you got to be understanding with that. I get it. 2 nights ago when I came home, there was a 4-foot wall of ice in my driveway. I either was going to bed or I was going to clean it out, and I stepped over and went to bed. It is what it is, Unfortunately, it's just, I'm still working on trying to get it out of there. We've had a lot of assistance throughout with this. So we're assisted by PennDOT. Lindy Construction has come in with some loaders and graders. Dwyer Plumbing, we have a couple of their graders and loaders in town. Fieslers and Brocon. We've been using those contractors. At this point, I think we have enough resources in here. A couple more graders from PennDOT come in tonight. I think we'll be in good shape to try to get through everything in the next couple days. We're just going to continue to work up from where we're at. So 38th Street South is already complete, so our goal is to go from the lake all the way up to 38th Street systematically through the neighborhoods. At some point, we're going to try to put out where we're going to be the night before. The only problem with that being is if we have some issues and we're not there. So we're going to try to come up with the best way to give out some information about that with our snow emergency routes and things like that, just to try to give you a heads up. Okay, if they're coming through, there's a chance that your car is going to get plowed in, or your driveway is going to get plowed in, or your car might get towed. If you are not on the right side of the street, we have no choice. This is not like we want to tow your car. That's not what we want to do. Chief doesn't want to tow your car. He doesn't. But now we're into a safety problem. It is public safety. If we can't get that ambulance down the street, you can't get that fire truck, it is a true public safety concern. So all we need is everybody to be team players here, and we can get through this as quickly as possible. If you have any problems, our phone doesn't stop ringing at the streets department, but it's fine. That's what we're there for. 814-870-1340, and we compile a list. We get complaints every day. We try to take care of them. Okay, we do our best. But as we're going through these neighborhoods, we should be alleviating a lot of these problems. So we're just working diligently 24/7. We are using every employee we can get our hands on in the Public Works Department. We have garbage men that are driving trucks. We have guys and ladies that are running heavy equipment for us. They're making chains. They're working in the municipal garage. Just any type of support we can get from a Public Works employee, they're all willing to step up. So it's a total team effort around the city, in the Public Works Department, to get this done. So again, just try to be patient, work with us. If your car's stuck, we'll try to help you get it out, but I can't guarantee that. But you just have to try to move your cars to let us be able to get through the neighborhoods. Thank you.
Thank you very much to both Jason and Jeff. Really appreciate everything you're doing. Our entire team, your entire team, who are truly doing everything they can to help the city recover from this. I know you have not had much sleep in the past several days, and I want you to know how much we appreciate everything that you guys and your team are doing. Next, we'll hear from the City of Erie Police Chief, Dan Spizzarni. The Erie Police Department has been working hand in hand with the Streets Department to help clear vehicles from roadways throughout the city and responding to calls for service during the storm, which is continuing. Chief Dan, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Mayor. The Erie Police Department has deployed approximately 60 officers over the last 6 days to work snow operations, special operations from this. This includes our detective squad, our crime scene unit, support staff, motorcycles, our SAT team, and yes, even our drug detectives are working the snow details. So we've got lots of people to assist streets. There's a whole lot of streets that need attention, and we're trying our best to help them clear cars before they come through. Some statistics here. Since this began, we've received reports of 325 block roads because of cars abandoned in the street. As of this morning, I'm happy to say we're down to 7 we're going to deal with today, and hopefully that means that there are no cars blocking any streets. I'm not talking about snowbirds. I'm talking about vehicles that were left in the middle of a road, parked out too far, where an ambulance or a fire truck couldn't get down the street if needed. Of that 325, as I said, 7 of them are still active. We've had to tow 97 vehicles so far. That means we've been able successfully to get 221 cars unstuck, whether the officers pushed them out, the owners got them out themselves, a lot of times with help from neighbors. So we're doing much better there, but we're 6 days in, so it's taken a long time. Just on Friday alone, our department on a daily basis averages about 10 accidents a day. On Friday, we had over 40 accidents reported. So the officers were extremely busy during that heavy storm. When we tell people to stay off the roads during a snow emergency, we mean it, because they're not intending on going out and having an accident or a crash, but that's what ends up happening. The other day we announced that we were going to concentrate on the snow emergency routes. And as they've talked about the rutted conditions and the packed ice on the roads, it's taken much longer than just plowing light fluffy snow out of the way. Usually the snow emergency routes are done within a day. We are only 50% of our way taking graders through those snow emergency routes. We hope by this weekend that those will all be done, and next week we'll be concentrating specifically on odd-even parking. Doesn't mean we're not doing odd-even parking now. Some neighborhoods, there are crews that are working, and when we do go into those neighborhoods, if you hear those plow trucks and the graders and you see the police cars with their lights on going up and down the road, that means we're about to work on your street. We send the officers out in front of the crew so that we can try to move as many cars to make their job as simple as possible. Last night we tried to clear one stuck car on Marne Street. It's been there since Friday. We've sent crews out twice. They were unable to finish the job. So last night we went down. It was almost 3 hours to clear one street, one car, because of the amount of vehicles on the sides of the street there. It takes time. Again, it's not the light, fluffy stuff. There's a reason that all these declarations are called emergency disasters. This isn't just a snowstorm. It is truly an emergency disaster. Again, some of the things that people can do is please try to abide by the odd-even parking. So many cars are left out on the street that aren't even brushed off. They have the original snow from Thursday. You know, during the night, a plow driver may not see that vehicle. So we need to make sure that we're clearing the cars off, whether you can move it or not. If we have to come by, we will end up towing it. Again, we still are under emergency declaration. We're asking people that don't have to go out to please stay off the roads. It makes our job easier with less traffic. And also, if you do have to go out, slow down. I saw a car on 12th Street yesterday. He thought it was still dry pavement and going the full speed limit. It's just totally unsafe. People need to slow down. It's icy. They're not going to be able to stop as soon, and we're going to have more accidents that we don't need. As a warning today, we have crews up on Raspberry Street from 12th to 38th Street. That's one of the snow emergency routes. We're concentrating on opening that up. Crews will also be working on West 21st Street, Liberty, and Cherry on the west side of town. There'll be more on the east. We'll put that out on social media as we determine those roads. Thank you. That's all I have. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Chief. We really, really appreciate that complete and helpful update for all of us. Thank you as well to all the men and women of the Erie Police Department who are working hard to help residents at this critical time. I know you have all been working long hours in the police department, and it really is very much appreciated by all of us. Next, I'd like to introduce City of Erie Fire Chief Len Trott. Chief Trott has been working throughout this emergency event and dealing with multiple impacts of the storm. You've been hearing about them. Chief Trott, you're up.
Good morning, everyone. Right now, well, since the storm hit, we've had 2 crews, double crews in the firehouses to make sure we can answer everyone's calls. The roads, as you know, are bad, and fire trucks are big, and they don't get down all the roads, and they get stuck too. So we have made it to every call we've been sent out on. Crews have had to walk 2 or 3 blocks to get to the house for a medical emergency. The ambulances are having just as much trouble as we are. We've been carrying patients down the street to get to a street that the ambulance could get up. So we are taking care of everything. It's just taking a little bit longer. We appreciate your patience. If you have a medical emergency or a fire or something that is a life or death situation, continue to call 911. If you have a non-emergency situation, such as your furnace isn't working, you need a wellness check for an elderly neighbor or relative, disabled individuals that need help clearing out, snow on your roof, all those things that are non-emergency, you can call 211. That's the United Way. They will prioritize your call and go through the Erie County Emergency Operations Center and work with the National Guard and other resources to get you the help that you need. They are very busy. So, call them and be patient. They will get to you. We need everybody to check their furnace vents. If you have a newer high-efficiency furnace, the vents go out through your wall. There's an intake and exhaust pipe that will be sticking out of your wall. Keep them clear of snow. If those get plugged up with snow, your furnace will quit running, or if it does continue to run, you could have a carbon monoxide buildup in your home. Fire hydrants. If you have a fire hydrant in front of your house or close to your house, if you're able, it'd be very helpful if you would clear that. Not only in case there's a fire in your neighborhood, but the plows and the loaders and the graders, if they can't see them, they could accidentally hit it and take it out of service, which is not good. So if they can at least see it, they can avoid it. Snow on your roof. The city on their social media put out a FEMA guide to how to judge whether you have too much snow on your roof or what you should do. If you need help with that, you can call 211 and someone will come out. You may have to call a roofing contractor or somebody to come remove the snow. It's dangerous to, depending on how high your roof is and how much snow there is, to do it yourself. I mean, you can, but you have to be very careful that ice and snow doesn't fall on top of you. Traffic, stay off the roads if you don't have to be there. Slow down. If you're using supplemental heating, please be very careful with that. Don't use extension cords and don't overload your electrical capabilities of your house. That can cause a fire in the wall, or if you're using an extension cord and it heats up, could catch your carpeting. It's a fire hazard. It's a big safety hazard that we deal with way too many times. The Red Cross has a roof rake loan program. So if you need to rake your roof off, you can call them. The number is 814-240-7601. Leave your name and phone number on a message, and they will call you back and then let you know when and where you can pick up a roof rake when one is available. They only have so many, and they're loaning them out on a first-come, first-served basis. For some more winter storm safety information, you can go to the redcross.org/winterstorm, and they'll give you, they'll have a bunch of resources on there for safety information. That's all I have right now. Please try and stay warm and safe.
Thank you very much, Chief Trott. I really, really appreciate you and the entire City of Erie Fire Department, which has been going above and beyond to serve our community. We know this has not been easy, but we value everything the Erie Fire Department is doing to ensure the safety of the City of Erie residents. I think we got a lot of great information from all four of our presenters today. I hope we can use that and move forward. This storm was an atypical weather event given the amount and the type of snow, how quickly it fell, and how it continues to fall. While city crews continue to work to make all streets passable, we have made the decision to delay trash pickup until Sunday. So we're taking a week off. When we plan to resume normal operations would be hopefully this coming Monday. Because of this weather, we have skipped a whole week now of trash collection, but our trash collection employees are still working hard to keep us in dealing with this snow. They're supporting us 100%. We will continue to post regular updates on the city's social media channels and via news releases to our local news sources. So please, be sure to check for updates. We still have a couple of more days of potential weather that might impact the city, as we've experienced that this morning already. The forecast is currently calling for anywhere up to 3 feet of new snow. We are hopeful that additional resources will be available to help us clear the snow and ice and hopefully eventually return to normal. I urge everyone, please be patient, especially the elderly and disabled. Our city is strong, and I know with your cooperation and understanding, we will all get through this, hopefully very, very soon. Now, before we close, I have 4 additional updates. First, the Community Outreach Group regrets to share that their annual clothing distribution, typically held on the first Saturday of each December, will need to be canceled for 2024. For more information, please call them on Facebook. They are at the Community Outreach Group of Erie, PA. Second, I also want to remind everyone that this week is Harry T. Burley Week. Harry Thacker Burley is an international treasure and a shining example of local culture and artistic success. A third-generation Freeman, he was renowned composer, singer, and music editor both for Erie and on the world stage. We are going to have Johnny Johnson join us. We were going to do that today, but because of the snow emergency, we will have Johnny join us at a later time to tell us more about the amazing Harry T. Burley. Third, the Erie Downtown Partnership Small Business Saturday is taking place this Saturday in downtown Erie, right behind us. Please remember to support our local businesses. And finally, remember the Downtown Delights holiday festivities are rescheduled for next Friday, December 13th, starting at 5 p.m. here in downtown Erie. This is a great family-friendly event that is sure to help us in the holiday spirit. I hope to see you all there. That completes this week's press conference. Please remember to follow us on social media for the important updates from the City of Erie. Everyone who spoke is now available for interviews. Thank you very much for joining us, being here. Please stay safe and warm. Thank you.